I'm a firm believer that success leaves clues. Find somebody who's doing something you want and copy them. Being good at systems is where the success truly lies. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. But the good news is we're in the right place at the right time if you make the right strategy. So I'm going to talk about that. Sometimes your worst day is actually your best day, and you don't know it until years later. I remember the first exam I ever failed. I mean, you know, like a dagger went to my heart. It was neuroanatomy, first year PCPM, and this woman gave us a pop quiz, and those people who know who I'm talking about know who she is. And I failed my first exam. I never got an F in anything. And it was a Friday night, and everybody was having parties, and people had parties in Cherry Hill and in Center City, Philadelphia. I was so pissed off that that woman beat me. Who in the hell is she to beat me? The little PhD little woman, what can she do? I went to the library that night and never was going to get beaten again. And it's interesting, and I didn't think about it for maybe 15 years and realized that that moment in time, which I thought was my worst moment in life, may have been my best. It completely changed my direction, my focus. So let's look a little bit about the focus today, the economy. Because we're sitting there, and I think it'd be disheartening not to really talk about where we are, not share some of the things I've learned from some of the true masters in this world. Today, 25% of people are underwater in their homes. That means if they paid off their home completely, they'd lose money. I mean, you understand that? Completely paid off their house, they'd lose their ass. If they walked away from their house, it'd probably be a smarter deal. By the summertime, they're projecting 50% of people. If you bought a house a bunch of years ago, a lot of people bought a 5-year ARM mortgage. Some people bought a 7-year ARM mortgage. Well, 20% people bought a 7-year ARM mortgage. Those come due in May, June, July. So you're going to see more, 50% of houses be upside down. Well, what does that mean when your house is upside down? You just don't have money. Because in the history of mankind, buying a house has always been the best thing you can do for an investment, unless you happen to buy it at the wrong time. If you do the right thing at the wrong time, you're screwed. It's unfortunate. You need to do the right thing at the right time. And how do you guess the time? Life is seasonal. There's ebbs and flows. There's winter and summer, spring and fall. They all go in that same order each and every time. Let's look at the recession that we're in. I like that I don't want to call it a recession, but clearly it's a recession by every definition that's ever been written. 70% of the economy is driven by customer spending. People actually spending money, and that's why they give you what they're spending each and every day. Forget the $3 trillion that was put into the society to bump up the stock system. Actually, curiosity, 1 million seconds ago, anybody know how long ago that was? 1 million seconds ago was how long? Come on, I did this last year. 1 million seconds, 12 days. How about 1 billion seconds? What? Somebody said a year, 1 billion seconds. 1957. How about 1 trillion seconds? 30,000 BC, but you tried, so you get rewarded. 30,000 BC was 1 trillion seconds ago, and we gave away $3 trillion. I mean, let's keep in mind how the economy's going. When does spending slow down? When do us as people stop spending money? You know, traditionally, about the time you turn around 50. You've bought an airplane, you've bought your motorcycle, you've bought all those things in life you like, you own your own island. There's nothing left to spend. You know, your kids are out of college, you downsize your home, retirement's close, and you stop spending. Well, where is the biggest group of people who have ever been born, the biggest group? Where are they now? The youngest of the baby boomers are 49. And they drive the economy. And this is cyclic. Every 80 years, the same sort of thing happens. So the baby boomer generation, who bought the Harley Davidsons, who bought the Ferraris, who bought all that stuff, aren't buying it much anymore. So they're not holding their money. So if they're not spending their money, the economy's going to start going down. Look at Harley Davidson, just for example. Look what happened to their thing. Harley Davidson wasn't selling motorcycles. They were selling a lifestyle. They were selling an experience. There was like, wow, you had your hog and all the paraphernalias from it. But once the economy started to go down, and around, this is 2007, everything kind of changed. With Harley Davidson, they stopped. I mean, if you own stock in that, I'd get out of it because it's not going too far. In the same time, the baby boomers started enrolling in Medicare. They're going to be our next wave of patients that we can't afford. But the good news is we're in the right place at the right time if you make the right strategy. So I'm going to talk about that. I mean, we're getting older. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And, you know, day by day, this man gets older. You can just watch him. But let's not be dumb, and let's not realize that things are cyclic. Things are histories. There's seasons to everything. Let's look at history. 1929 to 1932 Dow Jones Industrial Average. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Stock market crisis was printed that it was over on October 25th. Anybody remember what day they called the stock market? Black what? What? No, it wasn't Black Friday. Black Tuesday. Close enough here. Less I have to take home. Get rid of them. Black Tuesdays when the stock market actually crashed. But what happened is there was a little blip. Let's see if I can just roar it with the mouse. It might be a little bit easier to see for everyone. Here was where it dropped on Wednesday. Friday it went up a little bit and then crashed on Tuesday in its own direction. So if we look at that one little area and just explode it a little bit so you can see it a little bit better, this is when they said everything is good. The newspaper came out, stock market crash over. Well, obviously Black Tuesday came a little bit after that and the game changed. But what happened? The economy dropped. Now this is 1932. It dropped about 50%. Then it went up 50%, and then it dropped for a couple years. Okay, April 10th it hit its peak, and then it dropped. How about today? This is 2008 to 2010. And I'm not a broker by any stretch of imagination, but I'd be an idiot not to recognize patterns, and that's, I think, part of the secrets to life. Here's where it dropped. It dropped by 50% and came up 50%. Isn't it funny? Drops by 50%, comes up 50%, you still lost half your shit? That always bothered me, but that's what math does to you. I mean, short of divorce, this is the best way to lose your money. But if you compared 1932, that area, 1929, to today, notice the similarities in the chart. But it went down, came up, went down, came up. On this side, went down, came up, went down, and now we're up to here. Where's it heading next? I mean, I would get liquid. There's going to be the greatest opportunity on the planet to buy stuff. I hope people made a lot of money on the way up. I mean, I bought Citi at $1. I bought options at Citi at $1.02 or something, and sold them at about $4. Not bad. Bank of America. They're great opportunities on a downslide to make more money. If you start looking at it, again, not a financial advisor, but get liquid. There's a season to everything, because what comes after winter? Always spring. And spring's a great time. Life, things are pollinated. The world is a beautiful place. But you got to be ready. If you're not ready during the winter, you die during it, and you can take advantage of it. I mean, you can sit in winter and be frozen to death in a bus and not enjoy life, or you can be out skiing and realizing winter is fun because I'm ready for it. I know it's coming, and I can act that way. Sir John Templeton, people probably have heard of him, probably the founder of the mutual fund, one of the greatest investors of all times. John Templeton made his first investment of $10,000. Does anybody know on what day he made that investment? No. What happened on that day? You don't have to know the date. Something happened. Wasn't done. He was too young for this. Somebody said World War II. Close enough. Get a shirt. It was the day Hitler invaded Poland. On the day Hitler invaded Poland, he invested $10,000 and within 5 years cashed out at $1 billion. Now, $1 billion's not a lot of money and you can't really live on it, but it's a good start. Because what really makes the difference is anticipation. It's the ultimate power. And if you're old enough to remember these commercials, you're like me. Has anybody ever had the unfortunate opportunity to play a video game against a kid? How does it really go? I mean, it always seems to start off the same way. Hey, Dad, you go first. And I'm there, and I got this little gun, and I start shooting, and 4 seconds later, boom, I am killed. And then my son goes. 30 minutes later, he's still shooting at things. Constantly wins. Then it's my turn again. 4 seconds now, I'm out. I doubled my time. And he takes over. Why does he win? Has he got better aim than I do, better reflexes, better skill set? He's played the game before. He knows the road ahead. And if he knows the road ahead, he's got an advantage. And the same thing you guys need to do. We know when a diabetic patient comes in with a hole, as Jason did a magnificent job, he told us the road ahead. By knowing that, you can make tremendous advantages, tremendous distinctions, and actually capitalize on a lot of them. Because the secrets to success haven't changed. Be humble, be dependable. Communicate with people well. Don't be afraid to innovate. Be different. Focus your time and money. What makes sense, what works well. Analyze the details. Metrics are what counts. We went through today. Understanding a balance sheet, understanding a financial statement, make a difference. Be persistent. Work hard. The elevator to the top is always out of order. Never, ever stop learning. You're creatures. You've come this far. Don't drop the voyage now. Take action, because coming up with an idea and not taking action screws you. Decide on your dreams and goals, and how you think is absolutely everything.